Welcome to Lost Stories, the channel where forgotten details, hidden symbolism, and haunting narratives are brought back to light. Sit back, press play, and let the story unfold. The film opens with James Sunderland, a man tormented by grief and guilt, living a lonely existence after the death of his beloved wife, Mary. One day, he receives an unexpected letter, apparently from Mary, inviting him to meet her in the mysterious town of Silent Hill, a place they once visited together and which had long been abandoned after a tragic event. Haunted by the possibility that Mary might still be alive or calling to him from beyond, James sets out for Silent Hill, a fog-shrouded ghost town cut off from the world. His journey begins as one of love and longing, but quickly descends into a nightmare. Arrival in Silent Hill. As James enters Silent Hill, the world around him becomes unstable, shifting between a lifeless, ashen version of reality and a nightmarish otherworld, filled with rust, blood, and twisted imagery. He wanders deserted streets, abandoned buildings, and fog-drenched alleys, encountering strange creatures symbolic of his inner torment. One of his first encounters is with the iconic lying figure, humanoid monsters trapped in latex-like skin, representing suffocation and repression. His fear grows when he discovers that wounds and deaths in this town feel disturbingly real, despite its dreamlike nature. Along the way, he meets several tortured souls drawn to Silent Hill for their own reasons. Angela Orozco, a woman battling her own guilt and trauma related to her abusive past. Eddie Dombrowski, a paranoid man who spirals into violence. Both of them, like James, are trapped in Silent Hill's purgatorial world, manifestations of their own sins and pain. Unraveling the mystery. Throughout his exploration, James finds clues that force him to confront conflicting memories of Mary's illness and death. Flashbacks show her suffering from a terminal disease, bedridden and bitter. James's love and guilt become tangled. He loves her deeply, but also resents her suffering and what it did to him emotionally. The fog thickens, both literally and metaphorically, reflecting his mental state. He encounters Pyramid Head, a towering executioner figure with a massive blade, a physical embodiment of James's guilt and desire for punishment. Rather than a simple monster, Pyramid Head is the personification of justice and torment for James. Mary versus the Maria. James later meets Maria, a woman who looks almost identical to Mary, but with a more seductive, lively personality. She seems to know him intimately, tempting him to abandon his grief and guilt. However, Maria's repeated gruesome deaths throughout the story, often at the hands of Pyramid Head, serve as constant reminders that she is not truly real. She's a projection of James's mind and Silent Hill's power. The deeper James goes into the town's heart, the more the world decays around him, turning from fog to fire and blood. The town becomes a mirror reflecting his subconscious. The truth revealed. Eventually, in the fog-laden Lakeview Hotel, James uncovers the ultimate truth. Mary did die, but not from her illness. James smothered her to end her suffering, driven by desperation, love, and guilt. The letter he received wasn't from Mary at all. It was Silent Hill itself drawing him back to face what he had done. Silent Hill forces him to relive both his guilt and Mary's pain. In their final emotional encounter, Mary forgives him, releasing his spirit from torment. Depending on interpretation, this moment might be redemption, damnation, or both. Ending, interpretive. The film concludes ambiguously, much like the game. In one interpretation, the leave ending, James leaves Silent Hill after achieving closure, his spirit seemingly freed, perhaps joined by Mary in peace. Another reading, in water ending, suggests he drives into the lake with Mary's memory, accepting death to be with her. The line between reality and delusion blurs. As Silent Hill fades into the fog once more, the cycle of punishment and forgiveness continues for the next traveler who dares enter. Themes and tone. Return to Silent Hill isn't just a horror film. It's a psychological tragedy about guilt, love, and self-forgiveness. The monsters are not random. They are metaphors for human emotion, repression, sexual frustration, guilt, and denial. The town acts as a purgatory, shaping itself according to the sins of those who enter. The direction echoes the moody, atmospheric style of the original 2006 Silent Hill film, but with a stronger focus on James's personal story, blending surreal horror with emotional melancholy. Every story has secrets. Some were never meant to be found. Movies hide meanings, twists, and truths beneath the surface. Here, we uncover them. Like and subscribe for daily movie recaps.